Hi, welcome back to the Good Conscience channel. The Good Conscience channel. Sorry, I've just come out of meditating all night under the blue moon. So, once in a blue moon, once in a lifetime, once in a millennia, once in an earth existence. This is what we were tapping into in the meditation last night under the blue moon here in the gold country of California. First thing that became pretty obvious was this whole time concept that I've mentioned in the first, 3 or 4? I've lost track already, which is losing track of time. Anyway, I think I put up 3 of these little conversations. I know I can't hear you talking back, but I hear enough in my head talking back to me that it's like I'm talking to you, people. I feel you right here. So, this is going to be a timeless concept. I might ramble on for 14, 22, 82 minutes, months, weeks, years. It doesn't really matter. So, as I came back into this body out of meditation, the transcendent type, it's easier than you think. You do it in your dreams at night. We'll talk more about how to do that if you need help. But what I came back to this body and to this planet experience with was a song a friend of mine wrote. I've got to make a disclaimer here. I was raised in the natural world by the natural kingdom. The bugs raised me, beetles. Wild horses couldn't drag me away because I run with them. I meaning spirit, little dot on a little dash. So, somebody knocking at the door, somebody ringing a bell, I get choked up singing it for many reasons. Because songs like this are timeless. Mr. Wings McCartney. Somebody knocking at the door to your spirit. Somebody knocking at the door, somebody ringing a bell, somebody knocking at the door, somebody ringing a bell. Do us a favor, open the door, let 'em in. Oh, yeah. So, how do you open the heart door? Well, don't be scared. It's easier than you think. And fear is normal when we get conditioned into thinking straight from this body perspective, trying to work in the universe. I mean, it's overwhelming. It's understandable. So, how do you open up this door, this gate, this gate? Well, there's a mantra for that. It goes, Gate, gate, paragate, parasamgate, buddhi svaha. Now this might sound like gibberish to a lot of people. Those that know what it means and recite it regularly, you might be giggling now with me. Anyway, gate, gate, paragate, parasamgate, buddhi svaha. Once more, gate, gate, Padagate, Padasamgate, Bodhi, Swaha, Swaha, however you want to say it. Yeah, it's pretty liberating. So the meaning of this is open the heart, open it a little further, open it even more. The universe drops in. Boom, Nirvana, Kurt Cobain, Dave Grohl. They reintroduced the concept of nirvana to the world through music. Hey, one of Kurt Cobain's guitars is going on sale for auction. The person that buys it will pay six figures, maybe seven. Why? They want to understand a little more about nirvana. Or maybe they're a collector making an investment. It doesn't really matter. So, how do you open this up? Well, first, don't be scared. What's in here isn't scary. Those that have told you what's in here is scary haven't been in here. Not specifically in this body in here, into heart center, into spirit center, into the landing base for the spirit when it comes into body for a lifetime. No, this gate we open, heart gate, or gate, as we say in the Tibetan plateau. Yeah, some people might think it's the Himalayan plateau, that China owns it. Well, you know, no one can own land. If you've ever hung out with native peoples, the concept of owning the land is laughable. Actually, the concept of owning anything is laughable. We are temporary stewards of this body and all that it's connected to. This is a temporary experience. Hold that thought. I'll be right back. The cat is knocking at the door for a little more food. I'm going to leave this rolling. Doggone it. I was raised by packs of wolves, so doggone it means something far more expansive. So I'll leave you with thinking and staring at this executive office suite that my dad built. So the way to open this heart is to open the mind. Not be afraid to open the mind to greater probability. We do it when we Google, okay? Open the mind, open the heart. They'll fuse together as they increase in magnitude, and boom, when they fuse, boom, the energy shoots up our spine. This thing opens up to the universe on the top of our head. Yeah, it sounds far out there to a lot of you. Hey man, we're going to get far out. We're going out beyond this planet to find out how peace works from that perspective so we can bring it back. So hang loose for a few minutes. I'll leave the camera rolling. Just going to go put a little more food in the bowl for Larry, Gray Larry. You'll meet him, named after Larry Tate from Bewitched. He came into the life gray coat, prematurely gray. He is a character. You'll meet him. When we open this gate, it comes in and fills us completely and brings peace on a whole nother level. Be right back. Today's attire: moose, cuddle duds. The moose is loose if you ever drink Moosehead Lager up there in Maine or Bahaba. Anyway, be right back. Don't space out. Keep the camera rolling. And just close your eyes if you don't like the look of this room. And breathe. In the nose, out the mouth, pause, repeat. Within 3 to 7 of those, I'll be right back. Hey, that wasn't even 3 minutes. Gotta feed Larry in short increments or he'll gobble it all up. I think he's got a little hound in him that can't get enough of that good IAMS weight control cat food. Not meant to be a shameless plug. Maybe I should eat a little weight control cat food. Although, in order to learn how levitation or to experience levitation or feeling light, if we pull in enough of the universal good through the gate, through breath, guess what? Your mass will increase. Maybe you can get to a level of mass that forms the gravity below you, represents the gravity below you that's keeping you stuck or sucked down on the planet, keeps you from flying. Well, you ready to fly? No, we're not high. How high you want to go through breath? This is the question. Oh, blue jay just flew by. The blue moon is over there, past the horizon, because the sun's come up over here in the east. We'll go through the sunrise, sunset. We'll sing the song, sunrise, sunset. Okay, we're going to have some fun here. And by fun, I mean next level fun. Robin Williams fun. He's a dear friend. Some people think he's gone because he's out of his physical body. No, the genie's out of the bottle now. He's everywhere. Here, there, and everywhere. Another great Beatle tune. So back to somebody's knocking at the door. Somebody's ringing a bell. As a child, when the first Beatles song, I think some of us remember that were raised in the 60s. Raised. What a concept, huh? You don't say I was lowered. You say I was raised. Well, okay, so, serious. I'm being serious here. The song Help. The movie Help. Help. I need somebody help. Not just anybody help. When I was younger, so much younger than before. Oh, today, I'm sorry. When I was younger, so much younger than today. I never needed anybody's help in any way. Well, I didn't know I needed help yet, right? Just coming into this existence. We didn't know we needed to help each other and work together yet. The spirit had just come into this body, and it's like, man, it's a cool tune. Listen to it on the AM radio in the Bonneville station wagon in the 60s. It was groovy, baby. One of the lyrics in the song, I got a mind to change, I got a something mind, and then open up the door. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. Bow, bow. Do appreciate your being round. In your thought, boom. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Boom. Grounded so you can take off again. Help me. And then that song goes into the Zeppelin song. Down, 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 down. Yeah, I'm a Muppet drummer, can't help it. Okay, this is a soundtrack etched onto my memory banks from a boarding school in a town south of London called Caterham, Caterham. Caterham is how Americans say it, but it's Caterham if you know how the locals say it there. This is the Caterham School. This was the boarding school that I got to attend. Little I, dash and a dot, got to experience something greater than a Hogwarts concept. I kid you not. I kid you not. We'll be visiting that school. You can go online and check it out. Google Caterham School in Caterham, County Surrey, United Kingdom. Boom, you'll see it. It's no joke. This is the real thing. I got to live there in the early 70s, and it was life transforming. It opened my mind in a whole nother way, not just assimilating as the only Yank American in what was then all boys boarding school and day school. Now it's co-ed. If it was co-ed when I was there, I would have been so distracted. I would have been ranked at the bottom of my class in all the subjects. Thankfully, the girls' school was down the street. We commuted with them down the train every morning to the end of the railroad line in Caterham. But so we did have plenty of interaction with the female species on the way to school. So I got to experience that. Once again, I meaning little I, just little me and this vast universe. I'm just explaining a perspective from a very small lens that learned how to get in touch with the entire universe. So from Caterham School, came back to the States. Then I ended up, in a manner of speaking, studying astrophysics with the great Hawk, Stephen Hawking, in Cambridge. I'm not going to say I'm strictly a Cambridge man. I'm not going to say I'm an Oxford man. A little bit of time in each camp gets you a greater overview. Don't hang out with any one bunch for too long, especially when there's a bunch of angry bunches out there. They need to be infiltrated and taught how to get out of their bunch to see a greater reality so they're not angry as often. This is what the Native Americans and the natives of all nations teach us, Aboriginal people. So, we could just keep this running all the time. I could put on a body cam. This could be the Real Ed TV, the Mr. Ed TV. That was a movie with Matthew McConaughey, Ed TV. It was an interesting thought of having your life broadcast to the whole world. Springboarded off the reality TV concept that really the Osbournes, I think they kind of put it into a higher visibility. Sharon, Jack, Kelly, you know Oz isn't dead. You kidding me? He's here, there, and everywhere now. And he's not dealing with an aging body. It's funny because after the third trimester of a human lifetime has gone under the bridge in the river of life, we start realizing, some of us, sometimes it takes till we get to the third trimester of life. Empty nest. Now what? Past the midlife crisis. The third part of the life. Well, now what? I've done the job. got all the money and the housing and the kids are off, and hopefully they'll come back and help me when I get old and decrepit and need a little physical assistance. Anyway, we realize somewhere between 30 and 60 that the spirit being in this body, existing in this body, the clock's ticking. What clock? Who cares? It's just, it doesn't last forever. Okay, some people last 10 seconds. Some people last 10 decades. The fact is, life is terminal. Life, meaning when the spirit comes into a physical body on a planet or in a realm, comes into a physical being that can experience through multi-senses and actually act with those experiences. This is the joy of an existence, however short it may be, however long it may be. That existence serves itself, time-wise. It's serving the spirit that's timeless to realize a perspective of limited time and an unlimited concept all around. Okay? A lot of people feel trapped. God, I hear it every night when I'm working the good hotline, the help hotline for those who are pulling their hair out. They're ready to check out. Or they're ready for something universal to come into their gate. You know? I have farmer friends, lots of farmer friends, but particularly I relate to my farmer friends in the UK, in Yorkshire, Scotland, New Zealand. I mean, that's not the UK. It's UK South with a really cool influence of the Aboriginal people, the Maori. It's very hard when you go to New Zealand to be able to stay there very long because there are two islands. If people knew how groovy it was, there'd be a line getting to New Zealand that strings out to the edge of the solar system. I mean, it's that groovy there. Same thing with Australia. Mick Dundee, Mr. Crocodile Dundee himself, that character was based in a communion with the natural world. This thing he did with the dog to keep it from barking and biting him, this was a conveyance of love and compassion and energy that, hey, I'm you too, I'm a dog. Let's not bite each other. Let's go hunt. Let's go search together. Something to eat. Maybe not physical. Maybe metaphysical. May help this open up enough to fuse with this. This fusion may or may not have realized this is a love bomb, baby. The love bomb neutralizes all bullshit aggression. You think the atom bomb changed everything? Well, it did. It forced us to think beyond destructive concepts. We're only now kind of just figuring it out. Now that we humans, silly humans, have manifested these machines called quantum computers. These quantum computers are giving answers to humanity that humanity cannot comprehend entirely yet, because humans haven't learned how to expand their mind's consciousness with the help of opening the gate. This energy comes in and helps the brain. Whether it's breath physiologically, your brain needs oxygen and sugars and fats and a few other things. This is really, really, really simple stuff. When you take it into here, though, it becomes profound. And that's natural. It's supposed to happen. You're supposed to wake up, to put yourself into context, into a greater perspective of this planet, this solar system, this galaxy. See where I'm going? Space, the final frontier. You don't need drugs. You need oxygen. Mindful intake and output of oxygen. This is yoga breathing. Remember, yoga means union. It comes from the word yoke. Bringing two energy systems together to pull a cart. When you learn how to bring two things together, the magic happens when it's metaphysic, when it is when it has good intention. By good intention, I mean helping everybody and on this earth plane, in this existence. It's really profoundly simple, and it will awaken you to the greater reality of why you're here. And then you can not coast through life, fly through life, soar through life. You can go up, you can go down. Where do you want to go? You want to stay on the flat earth, like some of these fools with their flat earth thinking, their flat earth mentality? It's us or them, me or you, up, down, right, wrong, all this dual crap. So in the physical world, as we got smaller and smaller, looking physically with tools that we had devised by grinding glass lenses to see smaller and smaller what's going on in the physical world, the microscope. Likewise, telescope. We can't just look from the self perspective. We need a microscope, we need a telescope. Then we get 3-point perspective. This is how GPS works, folks. Who has not used GPS to help them locate a spot on the earth? Okay? My buddy's dad helped devise the concept of GPS. It was a missile guidance system for Star Wars. Ronnie Reagan's concept of, to give Ron some credit, he was thinking outside the box. How do we stop the bombs from hitting us when they're launched from other areas? Well, let's catch them in space and dissolve them before they come down and destroy. We didn't have the technology yet. We still don't. But the concept is rooted in what is known as Bodhi Aikido. It's a form of Aikido, the way of going in peace. That's the translation of Aikido, rough translation. Bodhi Aikido, Bodhi meaning it's the root, bodhicitta. Bodhicitta is the energy, is the soul, the spirit that is both physical and non-physical in the universe. And when you're able to tap into the bodhicitta through breath or the good, just call it good, then the universe comes in right through, where's that spot here? Anyway, it comes in up here. And it fills this heart, and it will bring you a nirvana experience. Everyone's felt the nirvana experience in a lifetime. They may not call it that, they may not realize that, but the awe of being part of this infinite energy concept, whether it's in physical or not, this is a universal experience, no matter where we are in the universe. Whether we're physical or not physical, whether we're incarnate into something physical. Maybe it'll breathe and has lungs and is animated. Then that consciousness can grow to not only touch the stars, but be the stars. Instead of Star Wars, Star Fours, F-O-R-S, not force, fours. We're working for the stars because if you understand physics and astrophysics, even on the micro level, all the elements that make up this physical body we're inhabiting temporarily, all the elements are forged, literally, in this light orb we call a sun or a star. Okay? George Lucas, when he brought the concept of Star Wars, most people don't get the big picture. May the force be with you. Well, what force are they talking about? Is he talking about? Should we be talking about? The force of good. It's not a force until it comes into a physical nature and has direction. Before that, it's just energy. What kind of energy? Well, let's just call it fragments of a really big sound wave. Call it a boom, a bang, God farting, good farting. There are such things as good farts. The kind that don't pew up the place. Okay, so the lead bomb, it's a good fart. It doesn't stink up the place. When you fuse these two together, bam, lead bomb. How big a lead bomb you want to make? You are the lead bomb because you're good. When you tap into universal, unlimited source of good, remember, 2 O's. The 1 O has distracted us. It's kept us flat earth thinking. If any religious order wants to send a representative to debate with me at King's College, Cambridge, in the UK, about the greater good versus the God concept, well, we'll let you say your say first, your limited concept of God that has boundaries. Each religion, if there's a God in the religion or belief system, has limitations. Okay? You want to go beyond those limitations? Open up the door just a little bit more. Oh, yeah. Meditate on good, not God. Some of the adepts or higher elevated consciousnesses, India, Tibet, all over the world, the indigenous peoples that know how to contact the energy of the cosmos and bring it into play, and to this little play on the planet, if you want to go Shakespearean, we're all actors in a play. Those that want to play idiots who think they need to be noticed, they need to grab the mic, grab the picture, say, look at me. It's laughable. This isn't about look at me. This is about look at you, everyone out there, look at you in here. This is what we do in meditation, contemplation, reflection, the inner life. It's growing up, learning how to fly. When you fly, you don't have to worry about arms anymore. No, when you got wings, no bombs, bullets, anything, lasers can destroy the real you. that is spirit. You can't destroy spirit. Jesus said he'd be coming back. What most people don't realize is he's in all of us, as are his parents, as are their parents. The link to all this is right in here. He said it in the Beatitudes. Dear brother Jesus, he was so far ahead of a time. He was like an alien in Roman terrorist society. No wonder they chose to put him in a position that magnified their concept of terror ruling over you instead of helping you grow as a spirit being. All humans, everything that breathes air is a spirit being something. Most of these beings that are breathing air are just being. They're not caught up in self. No, this is particular to the human species. And we're not going to go any further with that concept because the tape would have to keep rolling indefinitely until I leave this body for good. And we got to put brakes in this. We got to break it down. The pathway to the greater realization, it may seem way far out there, nirvana, but knowing that it's there and knowing that it is forward, not backward, although you can have nirvana experience by looking backwards when you're looking at it from a selfless perspective, transcendent perspective. We are already there. We haven't realized it. That's why we're still fighting, folks. And as this good spreads, there will be no more aggression. It's not instant. It's one step at a time. How do you move forward? How do you walk through the fire? Well, you put on clothes, you hose yourself down, and boom, there you are. If you're in a burning house and you want to get out and you can't get out, maybe there's a bathtub. Fill it up, get in it. Just let your nose or your lips stick out for breath. Maybe you can hold your breath indefinitely, so you don't need to breathe when you're under the water. When you're more aware of how to keep a balance and stay in this body we have temporarily, well, the longer you'll last in it, most likely. The concept of never dying, immortality, it's more than a concept. It's actually a reality. There's a spirit energy that's in most people trapped in here, and we haven't opened the door to let more of the universe in to help it understand itself better through breath. We're trapped. We feel trapped. The way to open the trap, open the door, let it in, is through breath. In the nose, out the mouth, pause. The longer you pause, the more mindful and grateful you are for the next breath. Okay, you might not be able to breathe through your nose, you might have a cold. It's temporary. As we breathe in the universal good that's in the air we're breathing down here, we start to wake up. Fire needs air to burn brighter. The spirit is a fire. The sacred fire is a symbolism for spirit. This is why it's so profound. whether you're sitting around the campfire singing a Beatles tune, somebody knocking at the door. It doesn't matter who it is. Somebody ringing a bell. Somebody knocking at the door. Somebody ringing a bell. And do us a favor, open the door. Let it in. Oh yeah. Let what in? The good. Yeah, the G-O-D concept is in the G-O-O-D concept anyway. Once you realize that, you start seeing more O's in the G-O-D concept. Meditate, get into breath, conceptualizing G-O-D. And then let the O carry you in, and you will see it is infinite. So then you can just go G, infinity symbol, D. This is not patented. It's not trademarked. It's for everyone to realize while they're in this body, if they don't get to it this life, there'll be another incarnation. It might not be human. Might not be on this planet. Believe me, your spirit energy will reincarnate. Those that create turmoil, imbalance, hatred, war, destruction, well, they won't reincarnate very quickly, will they? Because they have helped to create an imbalance in a system that needs to stay balanced to stay in the physical, so they can't come back in. The Hitlers, the Trumps, the Netanyahus, they're not coming back. They probably know it. That's why they're so frickin' angry. Effing angry. Effing angry. Effing idiots. That's what we say in Northern Ireland. Hi, Banbridge, Ireland. Hello. Banbridge, Ireland. Between Dublin and Belfast. The boys in U2 have been there. You too can go there. Google it. This Google thing. It can take you to the edge of the universe. Don't let this computer you have and the screen you have mislead you. Don't let it lead you down an ever-narrowing path of anger. There's a lot of it on these screens. People get sucked into it. And then they find themselves talking to this Windhorse character on a phone saying, hey, I've had it. I'm at wit's end. What the fuck am I doing here? Excuse my language. But FUC, you can make representing an acronym that's actually very positive. So don't be offended by words. They're just words. They're temporary. I've had wonderful conversations, if you can call it that, with beings, yes, they're in a physical body, a spirit, that don't need a mouth to communicate with you. They're beyond words. They talk heart to heart. It's a form of telepathy. When you look into someone's eyes, they can speak to you. You don't need to hear all these words and all these different languages that get jumbled up and confuse us. What's your heart saying? Well, open the door. Let the universe in to motivate it to speak more good in the world as you trip around daily or nightly, continuously. We're here on a trip. The spaceship that we're tripping on this level, on this planet in, the body, is temporary. All physical stuff has a term limit, a time limit. Entropy, impermanence. When things are in physical, a clock starts ticking. Different clocks tick at different rates, depending on where you are in the universe. Thanks again. Mr. Einstein, or Einstone, as he was referred to in the Flintstones, if you realize time is relative, it's how you see it, how you perceive it, how you want to work with it, you won't feel any limitations with time. Wow, that's a kind of nirvana, realizing you in this body, your spirit you, in this physical body you, can look at time any way it wants, can perceive time any way it wants. You don't have to be a drummer. You don't have to be Terry Bozzio, Terry Ted, or Vinnie Colaiuta, or Manu Katché, or any, hand drummers. Zakir Hussain, we're all drummers. We're all musicians. We've got this cadence working in here. It's pumping the blood around, keeping the body sustained. We can regulate the time pattern of the heart through breath. Okay. So I'm looking at time. This means something different to me, little old me here in this massive infinite universe. I say infinite universe, people want to gauge its boundaries, its limitations. When does this universe become the next universe? Well, you have to be in a timeless state to understand it. And most humans, not ready yet. They have the potential to realize the universe is a string of universes or realms or realities that contain both physical and non-physical energy, light and dark matter. So, I'm keeping this post under an hour, under an Earth hour. We'll see if I can actually do that. Time. You got the money, honey? I got the time. Willie Nelson, great song. Or he sings it. I don't know if he wrote it. The concept, if you realize time is relative, you can speed it up or slow it down, even if you're just banging a drum at whatever pace you want, or twanging a string at whatever tension it seems to be, you get different tones. This universe, folks, is a manifestation of tiny fragmented sound waves that burst into an existence, a universal existence, way back, who knows when, really. We're gauging it's maybe 14 billion Earth years. 14 billion Earth years away. Carl Sagan, what a teacher. Billions and billions. He was helping us understand the universal scope. Get yourself a microscope, get yourself a telescope. It's very liberating. Put a slice of cheese under a microscope, you see shit moving, you're going, do I really want to eat this? Well, guess what? Everything's moving in the physical world. We just can't see it. Whether it is a gas state, a liquid state, a solid state, or a plasma state, or some other state. Universal state. When we open this gate, we're on the pathway to the universal state. It's enlightenment. Your spirit fire will start to glow. greater and greater magnitudes. Every human is a star that is in its infancy. If you want to make the star brighter, stars are burning. What are they burning? Good question. Starting with hydrogen. So, the elements. The key to alchemy is realizing there's more elements in play than we see, feel, touch, hear. We sense there are other elements. That would be more accurate than limited number of elements. But the physical elements, this is part of a Trinity concept. Then there's non-physical elements. They're in between being physical and then not physical again. And then there is a type of reality that is neither both, but it's somewhere in between, a transcendent reality. Okay, these three basic different realities, the hard, harsh physical reality, the non-physical reality of the energy that has infinite probability of being anything at any time. And then you've got the reality of the perspective that, hey, there's two here, I'm somewhere in the middle, I'm part of the reality. Holy moly. You're part of this reality. You want to make it more good? Open the door. Let them in. Let it in. The universe, another way to put it, is the universe is the mother. One elemental concept. The physical world that includes us when we're in this physical earth suit. Call that the proton. The universe is the neutron. All probability. Or maybe more neutrino than neutron. Because from neutrinos come neutrons. Then the neutrons that are neutral can be positive or negative. Proton, neutron. You're the proton. You're for good. Protron. For good. Electron. We say it has a negative charge. Well, that's from this perspective, the Newtonian physics and so on and so forth. That's okay. Realize there's three things. There's a universe, there's positive energy, and negative energy. Neither is better than the other. They create the balance in the universe. This is the whole concept of the yin-yang Tao balance. Positive, negative, and then what we think is a division between them, but is actually what holds them together in the universe. So, to summarize, once again, the universe is the neutral. You're the positive, trying to bring more good to more balance in this negative, I use these terms loosely, negative, non-physical energy system, dark energy, dark matter, the soup that all the physical floats around in. The universe, as it's expanding, it doesn't contract, as far as we can tell from this perspective. It's always expanding. Okay, the rate of expansion changes. Just like our thought process, our transcendence process, our growth process, as spirits trapped in here. Right now, humans aren't growing. But the spirit needs to grow. That's why it has to get out of the body after so much time. It transcends the body, temporarily in meditation or permanently vis-a-vis body perspective, uh, when we get to jump back on the universal mothership. Some people want to call it death and make a big wah, wah, wah about it. Yes, when something good goes back into the universal reality that is neither good nor bad, it just is. It says it just is in Genesis. Don't get hung up on the Bible. Read it for what it is. Read all the religious texts from the perspective they were born from. Limited, not complete. The major philosophies, the major traditions of humankind, they can't be written down. That limits it. It's in here. We're tapped. We're part of something that's infinite. When we see the self as a grain of sand on the universal beach, warming up in the sun, having waves lap over us, cooling us back down again, that's a great meditation if you're at the beach. Be a grain of sand. The waves are breath. The sea may be frozen. It may be boiling. It may be gassy. It may be plasma. It doesn't matter what state the sea is in. It's the form of a wave. Waves Within, Santana song off the album Caravanserai in the 70s. The whole album will take you to another level when you're ready. Headphone it. Turn it up. No, don't hurt your eardrums, but turn it up so that it starts to blow this gate open. Waves within. Leave the darkness. Time to see the sun. Be the sun. Okay, here we are. 10 minutes along. It felt like 10 seconds. We're getting close to the end of the hour. I'm going to shut this off now. I'm going to shut up. And I'm going to let you breathe and be at peace. We will be back together before you know it. Probably put up another one of these. But do another one of these. I might stop recording and just go live. I've got body cam. I've got handy cam. You are the camera recording another experience in this earth realm. You can edit the input that's coming through your camera. If you've got 3 lenses, you've got 3 different focal points. If you've ever looked through a camera making a movie, Spielberg, Lucas, Howard, and other great movie makers, Jeff Gross, who just put out this fantastic movie, Return to Eden. You got to check it out. Find a link to it. I don't know what platform it's on now. I can call the person that wrote, directed, and filmed it. Independent. He's my indie friend, Jeff Gross. He sees how to end this aggression and fascism. It's why he's here in this body, in this life, and fighting to stay in it so he can help humans wake up through greater realization. Thanks, Jeff. So now here we are, 13, 12, 11, 10. I'm going to sign off. Remember, this is you doing it. What's it? Good. Peace.